The dress she always dreamed of in black. She was somber from the very first appointment, pale skin, quiet demeanor, serious through every fitting and every conversation. She knew exactly what she wanted, a black wedding dress, and she had found her way to me to make it happen. I did not know it then, but I was about to fall completely in love with this dress. The couple had contacted me early, which was exactly the right thing to do. Dyeing a wedding dress is not a same week project. I was honest with them from the beginning about the risk, about the pricing, and about the very real possibility that things might not go as planned. They understood. They were willing to take the chance. The dress was stunning. White beadwork on lace, a horsehair hem, and a silhouette that was just made for her. Before a single drop of dye touched the gown, I cut samples from the seam allowances and did a full test run on every fabric and every lace. I also added a bishop sleeve to the dress and did samples on the fabric that I had made those bishop sleeves out of. And it really did look nice. She loved the bishop sleeve. The bride and I sat down and went through the test results together. From the samples, I could see that the black was pulling slightly blue. I purchased a few bottles of orange dye to have on hand, just ready to balance out the color and push it towards a true rich black if I needed. Then we moved forward. When the dress came out of the dye bath and was rinsed repeatedly, and I do mean repeatedly, I stood there genuinely pleased. The color was beautiful. The lining had not taken the dye evenly, but we had both kind of seen that coming in the sample test, and it really didn't show at all. Some of the lace and the horsehair braid resisted the dye, and the beads stayed nearly white. I asked the bride if she wanted me to replace the beadwork, the lace, and the horsehair braid with black horsehair braid. She was adamant, "Don't change a thing." I really like the white horsehair braid on it. I think when you see this picture, you'll say, "Oh, yeah, good choice." The white beadwork against the black fabric created a texture and depth that neither of us had anticipated. It was striking, it was beautiful, and it was completely her. And then she tried on the dress. She gasped. She could barely catch her breath. And then, for the first time in all of our appointments together, she smiled. This quiet, somber, pale-skinned goth bride smiled, and she could not stop. It came out of her before she could hold it back. That moment is why I do this work. Now, you need to understand, black wedding dresses are not a new trend. I've been doing this 40 years, and right from the start, there are always brides that want black wedding dresses, usually October brides, for many of the same reasons they want black. They tend to celebrate Halloween, especially festively. Dyeing a wedding dress is not the same as dyeing fabric yardage. Every element of the gown, the lining, the lace, the beading, the horsehair, the interfacing, it all responds differently to the dye. Polyester and silk behave nothing alike, and the stakes are extraordinarily high. This is an irreplaceable garment, and once the dye goes in, there is no going back, especially with black. No way, no say. Honest communication, thorough sample testing, and a willingness to walk the bride through every possible outcome before you begin, these are not optional. They are the foundation of a very successful dye project. Saying yes to a black wedding dress when you are properly prepared sets you apart immediately. Most seamstresses will turn this request away. The bridal specialist who can say yes will explain the process confidently. And as they deliver a stunning result, they have earned a client who will refer brides to you for life and a story that will be told at every wedding reception that follows. Saying yes also means knowing your limits. Not every dress is a good candidate for dyeing. Not every fabric will cooperate. And not every bridal specialist needs to offer this service. Knowing when to refer is just as professional as knowing how to do the work yourself. The dyeing journey I described, the sample testing, the color correction, the honest client communication, the unexpected beauty of the white beadwork against the black, is exactly the kind of real-world experience that the Anderson Academy symposiums and my training videos are about. This is why the Academy spends so much time on professional judgment alongside technical skill. Knowing how to dye a dress is one thing. Knowing how to walk through the risk, manage her expectations, and still deliver a result that makes her gasp. If you have any hesitations, worries, or concerns about dyeing a wedding dress, any color, not just black, contact Natalie Harris. She is the genius woman of dyeing wedding dresses. Just fantastic. I've got a link for her below this editorial, and you can contact her anytime you want. Thank you so much and have a wonderful month. Bye bye.